Akash, what we have done in the last class. स्टार्ट करूंगा मैं उसमें जाऊँ तो मेरा ड्राइव में जाऊँ तो ऐसे रहेगा शेयर करना है आई मिनिमाइज करता हूँ जो अपना चालू करने को चलता फिर शेयर करना है उसको शेयर करना है ठीक सेकंड वाले कैमरा पर ठीक है ये लोग बच्चे को बताएं खाली मिनिमाइज करके आप जो दोनों लग सकते हो in CBSE में we have done last class 9 CBSE जल्दी चले जाओ we have on telemetry we have completed, right? Yeah. Yes, we have completed. I know. Put in the books in front. Okay. We have completed now. You are saying na? Every word. ये लिखने वाला था बैक पिक्चर आपको नहीं तो सब पिक्चर आपको जो भी है सामने आपको ओके on giving a fee I have some notes and the keywords देखो नीचे last I remember I have done things and back you asked for keywords so see the keywords 5 repeated last page last page go to the last page see keywords so these are the words that you have to remember okay and the extra questions are there that you will complete at home and if you have any doubt you can ask but and I gave one homework the last class this one you gave no homeworks but I had fever and I was okay and you you did so after you finish in the next class we should discuss together okay आज थोड़ा literature करते हैं this is for you write your name on top write your name on top this is on giving a fee if you read these things summarized from different and checked by me so there is no mistake anywhere if you have any doubt but the question asks you need to do and if you have a doubt you can come and tell there are so many questions there if you solve all the questions you will be able to write any question that comes in the exam any question that comes there are I think so many questions in the syllabus very right so Sarah if you want me to check you can write and we can discuss in that or if you are confident that you can not now keywords in that's for you the paper is for you and today I thought I'll teach you we are far behind so I thought I'll teach you one more chapter and in between while doing all these things we can a few days we can take a half an hour out for grammar practice and grammar okay so I thought today I will do take I have industry or industry that we have not touched pick out your books and ये notes जो है these are very important notes all the quality devices are there keywords are there remember the keywords and line by line paraphrase and the typical words okay Lake Isle of Islands all of you have your books handy Lake Isle took it out take out the point have you given your exam on killing a tree UT exam on, okay, one more thing we thought we do together, all your question papers, answer sheets, have you brought? Okay, today we do yours. Expressively yours. So we have only given, but I got just 19 marks, 19 out of 19. ठीक है, 3-4 एक साथ होने दो, we will discuss. If you have any doubt. And you have the model answer, right? So you can find out the rule. And then on giving a treat, go home and read, because you said no, go home, you said no, go home and read. And if you find that something was missing, then do it. But I remember when you cut the tree was more for the picture that okay, that tree or for then only. Can we start? Or you have any other doubt? Any doubt? देखना है आज के लिए this was all done. Last one of this one, not a simple job of the night. What is the last? The matter of searching into this one. Then the matter, uske pehle what we learned, the root is to be pulled up, so it's not easy to kill a tree. So to kill a tree, a simple the jab of a knife will not do. You have to uproot because it is deep in on the earth, beneath the earth. So it's very difficult. So there are keywords. The metaphor is resilience, like a tree. It's written over there. There is also a metaphor in the poem which talks about the resilience of the tree. The resilience of the tree is as if we people should have resilience enough like a tree, and we should not fall or uproot ourselves, or we should not get sad or depressed so easily. We have to try hard to keep our patient, keep our promises alive. Okay, so this is a metaphor. The root is to be pulled out of the anchoring art. It's deep anchored. So your life is also deep anchored in this world with all the promises, with all the vision, with all the ambition, dreams. So it should not break us so easily. This is a metaphor again, okay? Anand, it's metaphor, okay? The root is to be pulled out of the anchoring earth. It is to be roped, tied. So when we another anchoring is used for a ship also. We anchor a ship. So the anchoring should be so strong that even a big ship cannot be carried away by the wave of the current of the ocean. So it should be so strong. So your life should be so strong that nothing can disturb you. Your peace of mind. Share करना है ना? Yes. The second return to the now that or is it? Oh, that this one. And now but will they share it? Okay, it's oh. So the root is to be pulled. Is it okay now? The root is to be pulled out of the anchoring earth. It is to be roped, tied, the same way a ship is anchored or tied in the ocean. And pulled out, snapped out, and pulled out, snapped out, or pulled out entirely out from the earth cave. And pulled out, snapped out, or pulled out entirely are the same thing or same thing. Yeah, the poet is telling this in a different chopped out or pulled out. It's the same thing because the poet is repeating to put emphasis on the fact that it's not easy to uproot a tree. So we have emphasis on the words that and pulled out, snapped out, or pulled out entirely. The repetition is when there is a repetition of words, not alliteration of words. I don't say sentence alphabet. I say words. One second. I just say. Hello. আমি ক্লাস করছি বাই তোমার পরে বলছি আমি লিখে দিচ্ছি পরে ওকে বাই okay so I'm pulled out snapped out or pulled out entirely it's repeated to show how difficult it is to pull out the tree from the earth's cave so to put emphasis when alphabets are consonant words of alphabets are repeated, it's alliteration, right? But when words are repeated, it's both them, it's repetition. So when you see that something like this comes, there is something called primary poetic device. The primary poetic device here, apart from that, is you can also say, is it okay now? And pulled out, snapped out, or pulled out entirely. So this is putting emphasis out from the earth cave and the strength of the tree exposed. Strength of the tree lies in its roots. It's exposed. The source white and wet. You can see the roots are white in color because it's not exposed to the sunlight, and it's wet because it is deep rooted. The most sensitive hidden for years inside the earth. The most sensitive part, just if our heart or our brain, is the most sensitive part of the tree. Then the matter of scorching and choking in sun and air, rounding, hardening, twisting, withering, and then it is done. So then it becomes like this. In the sun, it burns in the sun, and finally we get wood legs. Twisting, withering, and then it is done. Meanings are scorching it with the drying up of the tree after being uprooted. You cannot make a furniture from a recent uprooted tree. There are processes. There's a tea leaves. We cut the leaves, the bud and two leaves from the top. But we cannot eat that. We cannot drink that. There is a process, even from the paddy field, when the rice is taken, we cannot eat that. So there are processes through which it goes, and then we eat them. Once the tree has been uprooted, then gradually it withers, dries up. With the action of heat and wind, the trunk will become brown, twist, and will harden. Finally, the tree will die. So after the tree dies, we make wooden furniture out of it. So this is so literary devices are there. Nothing to explain. I gave you everything, and question answers are also there. I gave you everything. That.
What was the poetic device for the last?
All yeah. No, read the paper.
This was.
Paper is given to you. Read it. Okay. Now we will go to Lake Isle, Chalk Isle. Yes, your eyes. All the chapters that I am teaching, Now onwards, I give you the note.
Our school did the rectangle.
No, we'll do this now. We'll do this now. Okay? So to also this. Okay, let's finish this first. Technical will work in the next class. आज अगर हो गया तो we'll start. Introduction. Have you taken
Last lecture I remember we had decided the little girl,
what is the story of the little girl?
the little girl, there is a little girl who is
Okay, well,
the little girl scared of his father because
I remember. Kushal. Then let's do this first. Then we'll do. We have not. I don't think we have started.
we are not starting
We thought we'll do this. ये पहले कर लेते हैं. You took out the poem. See, introduction to the poem, which is very important. ध्यान से देखो. The Lake Isle of Innisfree was written in 1890 and first published in the National Observer. It's a nature poem. Okay. So that's what I say. Going by the rule, it's very important to know about the poet. Okay. There is. Who will be the class monitor? Anand, you be the monitor and you remind me to do this. Okay? Okay. For 1 week. 1 week तो एक week में एक दिन ही होता है.
now is that
कहाँ जाओ अभी? बताओ.
share
ये है ना? This one. No, this one. This one. Attend. Done? So Anand, class, next class, you will be the monitor. Go to class. So as I said, it's very important to know about the poet. Who is the poet? W.B. Yeats. The Lake Isle of Innisfree was written in 1890 and first published in the National Observer. Okay. ये अच्छा से if you listen carefully ना, ये आपके अंदर चला जाएगा. And you will remember. Innisfree is an island near its native place Liverpool in Ireland, European country, Europe, where W.B. Yeats has thought of retiring to steep his troubled mind in the solitude of nature. So you will hear your parents telling, "अरे बहुत काम हो गया." Also, let's go for a break. Let's take a break. Let's go somewhere to chill, to be happy. Okay, to be amidst the nature. And then when we go on a break, we don't go to another town, another busy place. We go to some mountain, some ocean, some river. जब भी not a single place is not without crowd nowadays, but still we sitting. If you go sit beside the Mount Everest, if you go to Darjeeling. If we, Darjeeling है ना Kanchenjunga. Darjeeling, so we go to Darjeeling. Somewhere when we see the sunrise from the Tiger Hill, some way or the other we have peaceful. So this is what happens. So he was so distressed with all the city life. He thought take a break and go to a solitary place or solitude of nature, like the American writer. So this is not important. And while he was in London, he one day caught sight of a London shop window where a little ball was dancing on a jet of water. This sight reminded him of the enchanted island and inspired him to write the poem. Yeats himself writes in his autobiography, this is the autobiography, where he himself went to Innisfree for a day to be in the lap of nature. Okay, and then what he sees there, how the poem revolves around how city life is different than rural life, urban and rural, urban versus rural. Have you been to Martinam? Yes. So it's so different. Buggy, the horses, and the houses. Sometimes there is no chimney, and it's dark. So we can feel the difference. We have different points where you go and stand and you can touch the sky. And it's so steep down, you get scared. So the sunrise point, the sunset points, they're so mesmerizing. So this is what he's talking. The poem is a lyric. The poem is a lyric. Okay. It is a musical poem. So there is a musical theme in the poem.
So poem is A B.
Let's see what it is. It explores the poet's longing for the peace and tranquility of mind. So this is a very important. I'll give you this afterwards. Thoda, because if you take things from internet, there is a lot of mistakes. So I have to put the correction. This is the last one. So it explores the poet's longing for the peace and tranquility. Two important keywords is peace and tranquility of Islands-Free, a place where we spend a lot of time as a boy. So this is a place, जैसे if you have a village, place cooked out, it's not like as hustle and bustle like Bombay. You feel like going there for a while. Islands-Free is the name of a place. It is a very quiet place, and that is the reason the poet wants to go there. He had spent his childhood in this place. The poet has very sweet memories of the place. That is why he wanted to go back to the lake island of. It's an island, island of islands. So it's an island place, and he spent his childhood, boyhood there. So he longs to go back to his home. This is the gist of the poem. Okay. Summary. The poet is reminded of his past, his boyhood, when he visited the peaceful lake isle of Islands-Free. Islands Island. He wants to go there and stay, says that he will live there all alone. He doesn't want any crowd. He wants to, and then he wants, what he wants? He wants to build a small cabin. What he wants? These are the keywords. He wants to build a small cabin with clay and dirt. This is very important. The model is the mud houses. Yes, the what we say, hay. He would grow beans and get a honeybee hive for honey to survive. So everything will be natural. So what he wants to do if I is free or in is free, build a small cabin with mud and vitals or hay leaves, dried grass. He would grow beans, point two, and get a honeybee hive for honey to survive. So only honeybee. He had beans. He will cook, eat beans and honey. Not honeybee, honey from the beehive. The poet describes the peaceful natural surroundings of the lake. He says that the scene of the cloudy morning, the shining stars, the glowing sun, and birds flying in the sky give him peace. These all points you have to one foot करके रहेगा. So these all points you have to mention. What he saw there. How is it? How is the place? First one is what he wanted to do there, and now what? Describe the natural beauty. So what is the natural beauty? Cloudy morning, shining star, spring sun, and birds flying in the sky give him peace. He feels relaxed to hear the pleasant sound of the cricket song. The poet feels the urgency to go to the lake isle of Islands-Free. In the depth of his heart, he can hear the sound of the lake waters hitting the shore. This one, he did not see. He is in London. He had not yet reached Islands-Free, but he can feel the sound of the water on the shore, hitting the shore. It is as if the lake is calling him. He hears the sound everywhere, either on the crowded roads or the grey-colored pavements of the city in which he lives. This indicates that he wants to escape from the artificial life. One more important point, escape from the artificial life of the city to the peaceful surroundings of nature. So, if you see, see, when you are writing any keyword, you have to mention why you are writing that. That's very important. Only keyword nature. If you say someone is very pretty, or handsome, you have to mention why you are saying that. He is very pretty, he is very handsome. No, he will not. So you have to mention why. Here, if you say he wants to escape, this is a keyword, escape. But that will not. Why you say so? From where? Escape from the artificial life of the city to the peaceful surrounding of nature. This is हाँ, जो भी है, if you see what the paper that I gave, after the keyword I have mentioned what you have to write next. So when you are writing a keyword, you see the keyword color table of the city. Of where? And artificial life, you want to escape from the artificial life, the crowded city, into the peaceful surroundings of nature. So you have to say why you are using that keyword. These are the very important 5 points that will give you 100 out of 100 in exam. Remember. So if you come home after your board exam and say, I have written all the keywords, why I didn't get full marks? The reason is because you have not explained why you are using that keyword. Okay? Now, line by line explanation. Stanza 1. I will arise and go now and go to Alice. And a small cabin built there. It will build a small cabin of what? Clay and battles. 9. Being rose, will I have there a hive for the honeybee and live alone in the bee loud clay. Bee loud, the bees are using boo, so he will be alone there amidst the sound of the nature, not sound of wind. Okay, if there is a crowd, there is a sound of wind. If there is with the nature, you will hear the sound of the, and what are sounds? Sound of the bee, sound of the lake, the water coming on the lake, hitting the shore, and then the sound of the cricket. Stand up, arise. I will arise and go now. I will just immediately, I'm thinking about history, I'll start. Stand up and go immediately there. Because immediately I want my peace of mind. Cabin is one house. Twisted sticks for making fences walls that you all know. वो जो कच्चा घर जो है, you have seen the twisted sticks, clay, clearing open space. Be loud, clay, open space. Be loud refers to the sound made by the buzzing of the bees. Here, nothing to explain. You will live all alone in peace and tranquility. If you have your notebook, write down these 3 words, very important. So book you can write down. So these 3 words are very important. Live alone in peace and tranquility.
It will be on the paper in the book. Right in the book or not book.
Right on the book. Write it on a piece of paper. Live all alone in peace and tranquility. So when you say alone, this is the keyword, and this is the explanation of the keyword. Kaisa alone chahiye? Peace. Why alone? Because he wants peace and tranquility. Peace is shanti, tranquility is no shabd. No sound. हो गया? And I shall have some peace here, there, for peace comes dropping slow, dropping from the waves of the morning to where the cricket sings. There midnights all the fever, all moon the purple glow, and evenings full of the linnet's face. So these things you have to remember. We'll see this. So why he wants to go flee from crowded city. So these are the things you have to mention everything. Why you wanted to do. So veil is a piece of fine material worn by women to protect behind the face. And I shall have some piece there for this comes dropping slow, dropping from the veils of the morning, early morning. You see the sun abruptly, it drops slowly. The sky is dark, then it becomes gray, then it becomes orange, and slowly you see the sun coming up, sunrise. Same thing, as if there is a veil, there is a curtain, and the curtain is going up slowly by slowly, and the sun comes. This is what he wants to say. He wants to get up early in the morning and see the sun coming up through the veils of the morning, the curtain of the morning. Cricket, an insect related to the grasshopper but with shortened legs, the main musical chirping sound. You are, if you go to any village, like even in Mathura, you will see during eventually you will see the crickets sound of the that makes sound in the evening. Linnet, a small brown and grey bird with a short beak. Glimmer means something which is shining. So what he will see there, and I shall have some, I shall. The poet is not yet there. He is dreaming and he wants to go there, but he is not yet there. So shall, future tense. And I shall have some peace there, for peace comes dropping slow like the morning sun, dropping from the veils of the morning, the morning sun coming out slowly to where the crickets sing. The crickets sing in the evening. After the evening, it's a continuous process. After the evening, the sky becomes dark, and then slowly the veil of the darkness is removed and the sun pops out. There's midnight's all a glimmer, and moon a purple glow. Midnight, all a glimmer. It's, midnights are shining because I can without pollution, so you can see the star on the night star. You can see here it's very difficult to see, so it's clear. And noon a purple glow, the sun shines brightly. It looks as if it's purple glow because in London you can't even feel the sun properly. You can't even see the sun properly. You can see the sun properly, the sunlight properly. Seems like a purple glow. And evening's full of the linnet's wings. And in the evening, you can see the linnets. Linnet is a bird. With a short beak, you can see the linnets fly.
Peace comes from its means that it takes time to achieve peace.
It's not now. We are just talking about the raw nature. Metaphor, jo bhi hai, that will come here. So we are just talking about what he means to say here about the nature. In this stanza, the poet says that when in his free, he will feel peaceful, and he says that the feeling of peace is felt slowly and gradually. He describes how you would feel peaceful, slowly and gradually, how you will feel the happiness. In the morning time, when it is cloudy and the view is not very clear, then it will appear as if the morning has worn a veil and has hidden itself. It's not only about the morning sun, it is also about the cloudy morning, when as if the sun is covered with a veil, and when it is cloudy and the view is not very clear, then it will appear as if the morning has worn a veil and has hidden itself. Looking at this scene will make him feel peaceful. Further, he says that when the male cricket insect will sing a song, that song will bring him at peace. Also at midnight, when he will see the twinkling stars, clear sky, that is what he says, all glimmer, clear sky. Their shine will give him peace. In the afternoon, when the sunlight will give a purplish glow, it will also give him peace. During the evening, when he will see the linnet bird flying in the sky, then also he will feel peaceful. In the evening, you will see the sky, if you have a chance, you see all the birds fly. They are in a hurry to reach somewhere. Why?
Because they want to reach their nest or
Reach their nest. before the dark. Before it's dark. Only owl should. Owl can see at night, but the birds they cannot see.
And some other.
हाँ है अभी के लिए only bus as an example. So they cannot see at night and they need to after a whole day's work, even they need some rest. So
When people look at me, student drawing and shaped triangle. So whenever I see that actually flying in shape,
reshape भी जाते हैं. Okay. So here ये paragraph stanza 3. How many stanzas are there? Oh yeah. Oh, very good. So after I finish difficult will start. Huh? I will arise and go now. I will arise and go now for always night and day. I hear the lake, I will arise. See, all are in future tense. They go. These are very important part of this point. I will arise. And in the previous paragraph, it was shall. So this is what he wants to, not the doing. So I will always dreaming. These all things will happen. This type of peace he will get once he's in ministry because he's tired of the urban life, stress, and he wants to go back to a place where his friend is boiling. Childhood. I will arise and go now. For all this night and day, I hear the lake water lapping with those sounds by the shore. He is dreaming, he is hearing. While I stand on the roadway or on the pavements gray, the pavements are gray color because it's of cement. I hear it in the deep hearts too. Deep in his heart, he is actually his body is in London, but his heart is already reached this.
so all of this which he said it now.
He's dreaming.
He feels a different
And he wants to urge to go. So they say, I have a dream to see the northern lights. So if I close my eyes, I already reached there. When I see pictures of northern lights, I already reached there as if I can see them. So it is a future tense. Explanation of in this stanza, the poet says that now he will stand up and go to history because all the time the sound of the lake waters striking the shore repeats in his mind. It's a repetitive nature. So आपका if you listen very, your exam is nearing. Every time your mother and parents will hammer you, even if you are watching a movie, don't watch your exam is not like that. So it will hammer on your mind. Samye mera exam. So this is what is happening. Let me finish and then I'll listen to you. The sound of the lake water striking the shore repeats in his mind. That this sound attracts him towards the lake. Wherever he is, either standing on the roadway or on the grey colored pavements, he hears this sound deep in his innermost part of his heart. And summary ho gaya. Theme, we'll know the theme now. The recurring theme of the poem is the close affinity of human being towards nature and natural phenomena. All the time, you don't have to read that, you write, I'll give you this paper. So all the time, we feel like though we are cutting trees, we are making buildings, but wherever we see a we feel so happy. It is so calm and peaceful, a green place. So we also say that so much of greenery, see it's so good. We see a Harbor Hills, we go to Harbor Hills, we want to go there. We want to go to the sea and we want to go to Alibag to see the sea, though the sea is not so good now. The recurring theme of the poem is the close affinity of human being towards nature and the natural phenomena. In the lake of Isle of Innisfree, the poet is tired of city life. So you can write this, tired of city life. Poet is tired of city life.
What I wanted to say was this entire poem is based on except the second except the first paragraph in which he says that he's going to go and make the cabin 90 and AI, except that the entirety of that it is based on his memories.
Reminiscence of his boyhood days or memory. It's a sweet memory.
You can also comparison with any other poem.
Not now. Let us finish this first. Huh? The recurring theme of the poem is that okay, the lake of Isle of Isles. The poet is tired of city life and he wants to spend rest of his life amidst nature. He believes that nature will provide him peace, stress-free, carefree life, which will be present in the lake Isle of Isles. The call of an is irresistible to him, that's why it is hammering him again and again. The poet will cultivate peace and typically have this already know. So this is the theme. The theme is nature. Okay. The lake Isle of Isles is a beautiful lake. It became popular with its first readers and has remained its popularity till this day. It's a lyrical nature, autobiographical touch भी है, romantic poem. Autobiographical touch कैसे? The poem is remarkable for its autobiographical significance. In his place an island near its native place, where he thought of retiring to calm his troubled mind in the solitude of nature, like the American writer Thoreau. So this is not important. जो important है that only you have to see imagery. How imagery is used? This is very important. Imagery कैसे use होता है? Effect use of images. When we talk about imagery, you have to tell me about something. Imagery क्या है? Something that brings that the image in front of you. Huh?
You have to describe what it is.
No. Imagery means an image. The poet is giving an image, and if you close your eyes, you can see it in front of you.
That's what I'm saying. Descriptive paragraph what we write. It should be good so that when the reader has read the topic, can imagine what.
Imagine, yes. So in this descriptive paragraph, इसमें क्या है image? Images of a heart of clay. So how the poet used imagery in this poem? So imagery क्या है? And explain to. अगर 3 marks का है, give 2 examples. So you have to give 2 examples. So heart of clay, battles, 9 green robe. So cricket, musical flutter of the wings of the linnet in the evening, and the murmur of the lake water. Atmosphere of suggests an atmosphere of peace and tranquility. So if you say only this will not be sufficient. Why he is mentioning this image? To show that how peaceful village or rural life, don't write village, rural life is. To show the peace and tranquility. So if you say his effective use of these things tells us how he used imagery in the poem. But why he used this imagery? You have to mention that. Okay? Why he used the imagery. And the roadway, the grey pavements also suggest the fever and the fret of the city life. The distress of the city life. So they quote, ये roadway, grey pavement, this is also imagery. But this, then इसके बाद, you have to mention what it says. The images are pictures like those of kids and kids, and this is not important. So they are images and pictures, and when you talk about any image, you say what it provides to the poet. What it provides to you. Provides a very calm and tranquil place. On grey and roadway and grey pavements tells us about the crowded city, the distressing city, where the poet is not at peace and he wants to go back to his style, simplicity. The poem is a lyrical in nature. It is a musical poem. Remember that. Simplicity of its style and its musical quality. So write musical poem. Musical quality. What makes it musical? Behind में है ना? Page number 54. What makes it musical? I will arise and go now and go to industry. And a small cabin built there of clay and battles made. 9 windows will I have there, a height for the height, and live alone in the clean down place. Why its style is musical? The poet is remarkable for the simplicity of its style and its musical quality. Its peculiar music is the outcome of the skillful manipulation of vowel and consonant sound. In late water lapping with low sounds, the emphatic P sound brings the full impact of the water sound of one's ears. So why it is musical? Because it's as if the nature is ringing on our ear. That's why musical. It gives a musical sense. We as if we can hear the water of the lake water hitting the shore, as if we can hear the buzzing of the honeybee, as if we can see the crickets, as if we can see the 9 rows of beans. So it gives us a musical, okay, and good images. Yates frees himself from the metrical, so there is no regular metrical, there is no regular, what do you say? Rhyme. No regular rhyme to the poem. It's a musical poem, no regular rhyme. It's a free verse. Remember. So the ever continuing appeal of the poem is largely due to its careful rhythmical structure. Yet frees himself from the metrical regularity. There is no metrical A, no. There is nothing like that. He has previously observed and gives attention mainly to securing a rhythmical basis. What is the rhythm? The sound. The sound. There is no metric, there is only sound. Don't have to remember so much, just remember this. There is no, there is only sound, rhythmical, but there is no metric to the word. Like you said the A, B, C, D, A, B, there's no regular.
Yes, it is free.
It's a free verse.
This free made, it is free. Made,
Let's every sentence.
so it's so
Everywhere it is the same. See next with this, go to the second one. There is no particular rhyme scheme. And क्या particular है?
It is free.
All together, there is on regular, any regular rhyme scheme है क्या all together in the poem. Throughout the poem, it's different.
no, they are still so
I will arise and go now and go to industry. Free made B, free B, made made A B A B. Okay. So slow, blow, sing swings. J, gray, shore, pole. It's like this, but see the ever continuing appeal of the poem is largely due to its careful rhythmical structure. This is more important than the yet frees himself from the metrical regularity he has previously observed and gives attention mainly to security. See, though there is the important thing is though there is metrical regularity in this poem, but more importance is given to rhythmical, the rhythmical structure of the poem. That is more important in the poem. Okay? Allows scope for natural speech stress and also for the general maintenance of natural word. Natural word order is there, but more importance is given to the rhythm than the metric. He makes some use of repetition, but little in inversion. There is no rigid syllabic structure, the number of syllables in a line ranging from 8. So these are not so important. Don't
Can
worry.
you give example of this?
Here, what is the lyric? The rhythm. Rhythm there means there is the sound of the lyric, there is the sound of the beat, the music. Rhythm क्या है? Music नहीं होता है ना rhythm.
Because
There is beat. Sing of the beat, buzzing sound of the beat. These are all the rhythmical structure.
So they will they can ask twice.
No, they did not ask. I don't
They
think they
will
did.
ask.
They only ask for literary device and the theme and the tone, all these things.
Nature.
Musical, the poet is musical in nature because he talks about all the nature, natural sounds, sounds of the nature.
Could be the name bottle applicated or sound.
Yes, makes use of several literary device in this, they are included but not limited to alliteration, repetition, and imagery. Alliteration, this is found in line 2 of quatrain 3. I hear lake water lapping with low sounds by the shore. Where is the alliteration here? I hear lake water lapping with low sounds, lapping and low. I hear lake water, lake and lapping. Repetition. When when this poem is read aloud, the repeated use of the letter I like about this a lot. So putting emphasis on his mental state, the poet's mental state. So repetition. While I stand on the roadway and on the pavement spraying, yet it chosen not only to write the ending word in this line gray with the ending word lay, but has also allowed the rhyme to exist within the line itself, gray roadway. Okay. Imagery, there is one of the most important techniques in the poem. So most important technique in the poem is its imagery. Look, for example, at the first 2 lines of stanza, and I shall have some peace there. From peace comes dropping slow imagery of the cloudy sky, dropping from the veils of the morning. You can imagine the cloudy sky. आजकल तो already cloudy है. So veil. When the crickets sing, sound of the cricket. Encouraging the why there is a imagery, what it does, it encourages the reader to feel, hear, and see a scene. Feel, hear, and see a scene.
Because the story is about
It's not a story.
most like the poem is about the lake Isle of Felicity. So he wants to show that how it is to the reader so that they can see what it is.
He is not talking about lake Isle. In history, he's talking about rural life.
Yes, so they are
And
just
stress.
so the reader can feel what it is feeling.
No. Here we have to write why imagery is used. So imagery is used encouraging the reader to feel, hear, and see a scene. This we have done that. So orally, we will do some question answer, which
Really.
okay. What kind of what kind of place is history? Think about. The 3 things, think about the 3 things the poet wants to do when he goes back there.
He wants to build a garden with the clay and bottles. He wants
Clay and
bottles. He wants to plant 9 rows of trees. He wants to have a beehive.
So he wants to build a beehive to get honey from her to get honey. That's it. Okay. What he hears and sees there and its effect on him. Akash, please.
But he is
Sees and what he hears and sees there and its effect on him.
he is the cricket singing. He is he likes to hear the singing of the crickets in the evening. And that's and he's
Hears and sees.
sees and hears the he sees the way of the sky dropping slowly and the sunrise basically.
So you say the wave of the morning, waves of the morning here, the morning dropping by slowly, all the cloudy sky. Don't know approach across the cloudy sky, as if it's on a wave. The wave, and then the cricket singing, midnight, the clear sky, midnight steamer. The midnight morning, why it is morning, not it skies clear. And then purple glow of the sunlight in the evening, in the afternoon, and then the evening cool of the linnets flying. Linnets means as a normal, you have to mention, you have to explain. And then Anand, what he hears in his heart's core, even when he is far away from Anand's feet.
He hears in his heart's core the red water lapping its
He hears in his heart's core
the
all day and night. Always day and night. All very important.
all day and night. The red water lapping with low sounds by the shore. Yes. Even when you start.
Even when he's standing on the roadway or on the pavement, of the city, it is always deep in his heart, is hearing this. आप अगर ये पूरा लिखोगे ना, you will get let's see the answers. ये short में होता है. I am giving you the answers. ये जो answers है ना, Google में आप जो answers देखोगे ना, that is for anybody. If you write that, you will get 85 marks out of 100. But the answer that I am telling you, that is for 100 out of 100. So average लोगों के लिए ये answers है. The three things that the poet wants to do when he goes to ISP are as follows. He wants to build a small cabin with clay and wattle. He wants to plant 9 rows of bee. Wants to keep a honeybee hive. उसके साथ मैंने क्या ऐड किया? To add further honey. To get honey. ठीक है? This is also fine. This is also full marks वाला. Number 2, the poet sees the cloudy morning. So cloud, group red morning. That is my interpretation, but here they are interpreting. But morning का भी interpretation सही है. Because it as if the veil is going, a veil is so literature, poem, literature, the way you analyze, it will always be, if the analysis is right, logic is right, it will make sense. So that also fits into the logic. But still we are telling this, your school might not accept. The poet is the cloudy morning which looks like the sky is wearing a veil. But cloud का veil होता है. He hears the song of the cricket. He sees the linnet birds flying in the evening sky, the shimmering stars in the night sky, and the purplish glow of the afternoon sun. All this giving him a feeling of being at peace. So this is a very nice answer, very good answer. All the birds have been said. The poet sees a cloudy morning, which looks like only cloudy morning पे ही बोला, which looks like it's wearing a veil, veil of cloud, or cloudy morning है तो veil. Here's the songs of the cricket in the evening you can see. This is the linnet birds flying in the evening sky. So here linnet bird flying. This much you will not write. You will write the evening sky. Why? Because in the evening they all rush home to their nest.
Remember this, the shimmering stars in the night sky and the purplish glow of the afternoon sun, all this give you a feeling of cool and peace. This is the last line that you should add, that will give you peace. Okay? Even when the poet is far from Anisri, he hears the sound of the lake water hitting the shore in the depth of his heart. Then इसके साथ day and night आपको add करना है. And then even when he's on the pavement of the city, it's always deep, echoing deep in his heart. 5 minutes का break लेते. Okay. Go down for 5 minutes. I think I'll finish now because उसके बाद classes and all I'll give it just the way I gave it. Whatever I'm giving, keep a make a mistake. What to say? File and keep it. Keep them inside, including all your English papers and question papers. Okay? We can so that it's handy when I give it. And homework we discuss for 9. इसने नहीं किया, ना नहीं किया. You have done it. So we'll discuss and we'll start that video.
Another high school. I can be crush up. 6,000 temple against them.
And ever was to plan
It's like that, they were the English card. And
that.
then
What we were here, that's it, we were.
that's still a clear limit.
Okay. Get down your GFP. Such a good. Martha. It don't like all. You must take it.
It's a matter of that.
And. That's what I like to check out.
There's no way.
Yeah, we could have stopped. It was
I've done it, because I think it was that's really छोड़ा है that's really absolutely wow
I look at that.
this and there.
क्या हुआ बेटा Okay. Now, okay. So now you know how to write the answers. कितना points सारा whatever you have and you can add it. So get what do you think? Not now. You have given only one or two pairs, two exams, right?
Oh, you guys, given all, I have given you.
Okay. आपके पास तो है मॉडल आंसर की रेडी डाउट नहीं बना. By now, You may have concluded that industry is a simple natural place full of beauty and peace. How does the poet contrast it with where he now stands? So, the city and rural life and urban life. See the points. How many points he has used? The poet describes Lake Isle as a place full of bounties of nature. So this is one point. He sees the cloudy sky, and what he sees there, he sees the cloudy sky, the shimmering stars in the night sky, the purplish glow of the afternoon sun, and the leaded bird flying in the evening sky. The sound of the cricket song is also pleasing him. On the other hand, the place where he wrote very less about the city life. He talks about only the urban place where it's devoid of all these beauties of nature. He says that there are roadways and grey colored pavements around. You can add this, if it's a big question, you can add, he finds the city life, the traveling bit stressful. So in order to get peace and tranquility, he wants to go to a place where in history where he spent his childhood. So this you can add. Do you think industry is only a place or a state of mind? Does the poet actually miss a place or his point of place? This can be pretty your answer. This is a model answer. You can write your own. Industry is a place that the poet used to visit in his boyhood or lived in his boyhood. As he lives in the city now, he expresses a desire to go to industry, which is peaceful surroundings. It shows that his state of mind. Yes, this is lake in his feet where he says that the sound of the lake water hitting the shore post the core of his earth. So basically, this is state of mind, which is not happiness. Not happy. So it is a state of mind that arches the feeling, gives the feeling in his mind or in his heart that he should go. If he goes to industry, he will have a school. So it will rely on the place actually. It's a piece of if you think that I was okay now, I want to go to Lonavala. Lonavala is a place, and it is your state of mind you want to go there. Be happy to spend some peaceful time with nature. That very much. Industry is a place. He wants to go there. It is his state of mind. Now, my things are we found that not our opinion. What we want to do now. State of mind is what stress after exam. How is your state of mind at? So that means when I go to Anandla, what I will do, I will relax. Yeah, I will not relax. I want to go there. Your state of mind is what? Want to relax. Huh? He's daydreaming, not dreaming. He is wishing to go there, not dreaming. He is wishing and you can feel everything in his mind. Dreaming का नहीं much wish है इसका. Peace comes dropping slow. What does it mean? Questions come like this. Peace comes dropping slow. Dropping from the waves of the morning to where the cricket sings. What do these words mean to you? These lines indicate that the feeling of being at peace seeps in slowly and gradually. Its meaning क्या है? Peace comes dropping slow. It is not talking of the morning sun or not talking about the veil that has covered the sky. It is talking about the peace that comes to him slowly once he is in peace. So what does it indicate? Indicate that the feeling of being at peace sips in slowly and gradually. As one sees the cloudy morning, which is followed by the pleasant song of the cricket, the poet gives peace of mind. These vibrant sounds and scenes of nature bring a feeling of peacefulness as experienced by the poet. So peace comes dropping slow winds from the morning, the cloudy sky, to the evening when the crickets sing. The whole day he experiences peace coming slowly to him. So starts from the morning till evening. So he feels the happiness and peacefulness in his mind. So it's coming slowly to him. So these lines indicate the feeling of being. You go to Lonavla, immediately you don't feel happiness. You stay there, you see the sky, you see the sunrise, you see the rain, and then finally it comes slowly to you. Your mind starts relaxing. Immediately it cannot start relaxing. So these lines indicate that the feeling of being at peace seeps. Seeps means sip karta hai na, sipping. When you sipping is you see a it's raining heavily and you see the wall, it's seeping water, means absorb. It's slowly and gradually, as once is the cloudy morning, which is followed by the pleasant song of the cricket. So morning till evening, itna time lagta hai to sleep in. The poet gains peace of mind. These vibrant sounds and scenes of nature bring a feeling of peacefulness and experience as experienced by the extract. This is very easy, you can write on the own and not postmodern further. Describe the lake Isle of and there is free as seen through the eyes of the poet. Wonderful, tranquil of the lake, outstanding natural beauty. It mentions a variety of its attraction, including the diverse birds, insects, brilliant light at various times of the day. Landscape that hasn't seen any alterations due to a place where there is less crowd, but has not changed as he views. He feels if it does not change, and you can talk about all the attraction. Here, attraction means the scenery. So scenery.
They haven't used the word peace in this. After mentioning attraction, diverse and all that, they should have written all these things give peace on earth.
This is the types of the main actually describe the lake Isle of Industry as seen the eyes of the poet. When he was a child, what he sees and what he feels that it has not changed. And he feels the birds, the crickets, the cloudy sky, the glimmering of the afternoon sun, and what? The sounds of the cricket and the different different birds, linnets, all these things you have to mention. And thinking of last line you can add, thinking about all these things, give you a piece of sense of peace and tranquility. This you all know. How is city life different from life at the lake? How the one that is worth discussing. He now stands. Pavement, London pavement, sound of traffic of the clay and gravel. The poet compares that when so here अगर comparison है only London street, the crowd and the clay pavement, nothing else, all cement.
So you get all of these 30 subjects of this notes.
30 pages 40 में दूंगी मैं तो I will just but the important things are important. There are so many repetitions. So, the way I gave you, the same I give you. Only the things that you have to learn for exam. So this is very important. This is very important. The comparison. And rest all you know what you wanted to do there and what he sees there. And shore ka jo awaaz hai, the water of the lake falling on the shore and making the sound, and he can actually hear the sound and the imagery he used. As if what is an imagery? So things the sound as if I can hear the sound, I can see the images in front of me. That's what he said. So can we stop here? Now we have to
Said that you have to discuss after six question.
Akarshan I can discuss, but what about you? I think all the examples.
Let's say you can give, why you are not, obviously you don't have.
Yeah, sir.
Given.
Yes, yesterday only I gave of, yeah, yes, I gave yesterday.
Where is the answer sheet?
So this table.
Actually, the model.
Answers, oh, that answer sheet.
The exams that you have given, questions why I discuss. Question में तो what answers है. Answer sheets ला है.
Yeah, that was it.
Don't, give it inside.
Oh, not that.
I'll tell you, give it to me. Okay, have you given B?
Wait, I have to. Oh, I thought I got the 92.
Okay, have you given the one we had?
Okay.
So, E1 you have not given. Have you given it for the storyteller? So E15 you have not given. The last child, E4 you have not given. The road not taken? Yes. Given? Yes. So this you have given. The adventures of Toto? So E11 you have not given. The fun they had, tense model have you given?
They have.
So it's not, you go to your portal, you will see the ones there that is not. Keep it inside. Any question? Like you will have question once you go home and read. And this, I'll add the keywords, the way I have given, and keywords, important question answer, whatever is there, and your homework is you have to write the answers.
What's that?
That we will discuss. The answer questions I have given are right answers. If you find any difficulty, you can get back to me.
Let's start at the 6th question.
25 questions. Okay. Don't say I was not well and I forgot. I know. And your answer question, your homework is getting accumulated. Last homework also you have not done. Story writing का कुछ था ना?
No, the story writing and story writing what you have.
And the whole that you have to be do.
Diary.
Diary entry.
I have written it.
So you bring next class, huh? Next class. No, it's something we'll do it together. Today, it's a wastage of time, huh? So bring it positively. If you don't bring in the next class, I'll do this and I'll not do yours again. It's something that you do, we can save time. So, what is this? The little bird, page 30. Before you read, do you feel you know your parents better now than when you were much younger? Better now than you were much younger? Perhaps you now understand the reasons for some of their actions that used to upset you earlier. This story about a little girl whose feelings for her father changed from fear to understanding will probably find an echo in every home. So when you were small, your parents scold you and you feel why they are so naive, why they are telling you to every now and then to study and do this, to do that. So 20 years down the line, when you grow up and you be a very famous engineer, very famous doctor, or your dreams come true, whatever you want it to be, then you will feel that probably my parents were strict disciplinarian, that's why I could achieve my dream. So then the action that we feel is nagging will make you understand 20 years down the line that actually they were disciplining. So this is what happened with to Kezia. His feeling to her feeling towards her father, how it changed. To the little girl, he was a figure to be feared and avoided. Feared and avoided.
Father was a figure to be feared and avoided. Underline feared and avoided. Every morning before going to work, he came into her room and gave her a casual kiss, to which she responded with goodbye, father, before going to work. And oh, there was a glad sense of relief when she heard the noise of the carriage growing fainter and fainter down the long road. That means father has gone and she feels relieved that father is not at home to scold him or discipline, to scold or discipline her. In the evening, when he came home, she stood near the staircase and heard his loud sound in the hall. Bring my tea to the drawing room. Hasn't the paper come yet? Newspaper. Mother, go and see if my paper's out there and bring me my papers. These all things he used to tell his mother. That shows that Kezia's grandmother was also present in the home. So as if he is dictating his everybody to serve him with tea, bring his slippers and everything. Kezia, mother would call to her. This is Kezia's mother would call to her. If you are a good girl, you can come down and take off father's boots. Mother also used to tell the small child, be a good one and come and take off the shoes from your father's feet. That your mother will not tell you. When your father comes from work, they will remove their own beliefs. But here things were different. Kezia's mother used to tell Kezia to do it for his father, which is not good. Slowly the girl would slip down the stairs. Why slowly? Because she was scared of her father. More slowly still across the hall and push open the drawing room door. Why so slow? Because she was scared. The moment she is closing near to her father, her steps become slower. By that time, he had his spectacles on. Papa had spectacles on and looked at her over them in a way that was terrifying to the little girl. So terrifying, underline terrifying. When Kezia entered, the way father looked at Kezia was terrifying for Kezia. Then Kezia, hurry up and pull off those boots and take them outside. Have you been a good girl today? So father used to again tell Kezia, you take my boots off my feet and go and take them outside. And then added, have you been a good girl today? I don't know, father. Kezia was not sure whether what is the meaning of a good girl. Exactly. You don't know? If you stutter like that, mother will have to take you to the doctor. So if you are, what is the meaning? Is it written over here? If you don't know, if you're confused, if you're unsure whether you are a good girl or a bad girl, that means you definitely have some problem, brain problem. You don't know whether you are good or bad. So I think we need to take it to the doctor.
This is that they have to take to the doctor because she's stuttered. So problem for stuttering and what?
The story is I don't know father. So he just mocks her for stuttering like that and says, don't stutter like that or else.
Understood? Bottom line is whether it understood or not. So what is it? Why they have to take it to the doctor? Because of family. That's family. That's family. She never started with other people, had quite given it up. But only with father, because then she was trying so hard to say the words properly. She had a problem. But she's recovered from the problem. And now she's started stammering because she's scared of father. What's the matter? What are you looking so wretched about? Mother, I wish you taught this child not to appear on the brink of on the brink of suicide. Here, Kezia, carry my teacup back to the table carefully. What's the matter? Why are you looking so unhappy? Wretched about. Why you are so unhappy? And then grandmother. So Kezia, her grandmother है, that is Kezia's father's mother. Mother, I wish you taught this child not to appear on the brink of suicide, as if she's about to commit a suicide. She's looking so sad. इतना क्या हो गया घर पे that she is looking so sad. Dear Kezia, carry my teacup back to the table carefully. Take my teacup and keep it on the table. He was so big. He was a tall and big man. His hands and his legs, especially his mouth, bending beyond. Thinking about him alone was like thinking about a giant. So he looked like a giant, not because, more because of his attitude towards Kezia. Kezia was so scared, so he looked like a giant. He felt that he's like a giant. Even with this huge body, huge shape, if he was, he laughed and smiled at Kezia. Kezia wouldn't have felt like that he was a giant. He felt like that, she felt like that because in spite of a huge shape body, he was very sweet. Kezia was scared of him. So we are scared of ghost, giant. Thinking about him alone was like thinking about the giant. On Sunday afternoon, grandmother sent her down to the drawing room to have a nice talk with father and mother. But the little girl always saw mother reading and father stretched out on the sofa, his handkerchief on his face, his feet on one of the best cushions, sleeping softly and snoring. So this is the scene of the room where Kezia, why Kezia's grandmother sent Kezia to the drawing room that
the be less scared of that.
and have a good relationship with God. Develop a good relationship with God. She sat on a stool, bravely watched him until he woke and stretched and asked the time and looked at her. Don't stare so, Kezia. You look like a little brown owl. Because grandmother told her that shows that Kezia was a very good girl. Was to listen to everybody. Obedient, yes, obedient is the word. So, seeing father sleeping, she did not go back. She used to sit on a stool and wait for father to wake up. And when father woke up, saw Kezia, told him, why are you staring at me? You are looking like a brown owl. One day, when she was kept indoors with a cold, she was suffering from cold, Kezia, kept indoors, was not allowed to go out. Her grandmother told her that father's birthday was next week and suggested she should make him a pin cushion or a gift out of her beautiful piece of yellow silk. My grandmother gave her the piece of silk, yellow silk cloth and told her to make a pin cushion for her father's birthday gift. So grandmother was always trying to build a good relationship between father and daughter. Laboriously, very time, mother working hard with a double cotton, the little girl stitched three sides. But what to fill it with? Because cushion we know it's filled with fiber or cotton. That was the question. The grandmother was out in the garden and she wandered into the mother's bedroom to look for scrap. Scrap is waste. Anything that is scrap of clothes and all. Yeah, what? Feeling sleepy? On the bed table, she discovered a great many sheets of fine paper. This is very important part of the story. On the bed table, she discovered a great many sheets of the fine paper, gathered them up, tore them into tiny pieces, and stuffed a case, sealed up the whole side. This paper was important paper. That night there was a hue and cry in the house. Father's great speech for the Port Authority had been lost. Rooms were searched, Servants questioned. Finally, mother came up into Tazia's room. Tazia, suppose you didn't see some papers on a table in her room? Oh, yes, she said. This shows that apart from being obedient, she was also a very truthful girl. Oh, yes, she said. I told them off for my surprise. She did not lie. What? Screamed mother. Come straight down to the dining room this instant. And she was dragged down to where father was pacing to and fro, running to and fro looking for the paper, hands behind his back. Well, he said sharply, mother explained. He stopped and stared at the child. Did you do that? No, 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 she whispered, again stammering because she was scared. Mother, go up to her room and fetch down the damned thing. See that the child's put to bed this instant. Put the child to bed and bring the cushion. From which mother must be quite old, right? So why was it her doing some words? He's like that. Trying too much to explain, she lay in the shadowed room watching the evening light make a sad little pattern on the floor. Trying too much to explain, she was crying, she was scared. She lay in the shadowed room, dim light, watching the evening light make a sad little pattern on the floor. The floor was looking sad because her mental state was, she was in a mental sad state. So everything was looking sad. Then father came into the room with a ruler in his hand. I'm going to beat you for this, he said. Oh, no, no, she screamed, hiding under the bedclothes. He pulled them aside the hands. Sit up, he ordered, and hold out your hands. You must be taught once, for all not to touch what does not belong to you. Should not touch something that does not belong to you or ask before touching them. But it was for a God's day. Down came the ruler on her little pink palms. Hours later, when grandmother had wrapped her in a shawl and rocked her in the rocking chair, the child clung to her soft fur. What did God make fathers for? She saw. Here's a clean ankle darling, blow your nose because she was crying so much, so she had to blow her nose. Go to sleep, pet. You will forget all about it in the morning. I tried to explain to father, but he was too upset. I tried to explain to your father, but he was too disturbed to listen. Pet. Pet because she was grandmother's pet. But the child never forgot. Next time she saw him, she quickly put both hands behind her back and a red color flew into her cheeks. Next time what happened? When he saw him, what she used to do? Put her hands behind, hide her hands as if again father will come to beat her and faces to become red. The McDonald's did next door. Now the comparison between this comes in your example. Comparison between Tazia's father and Mr. Nando. This here. The McDonald's lived next door. They had 5 children. Here, Kezia was a single child. Looking through the gap in the fence, the little girl saw them playing tag in the evening, a children's game of catch one another. जैसे हमारा क्या होता है पकड़म पकड़, yes. The father with the baby Mao on his shoulder, a small child Mao on his shoulders, 2 little girls hanging on to his coat pockets, ran round and down the flower beds, shaking with laughter. Once she saw the boys turn the hose on in the water hose, and he tried to catch them laughing all the time. The happy family, thing which Kezia never experienced in her house. Then she decided there were different sorts of fathers. What are the different sorts of fathers? Give example from the literature. Then you have to decide between Kezia's father and McDonald's father. Kezia's father will decide discuss करोगे तो you have to write all the things that Kezia's father used to do. एक भी point miss नहीं होना चाहिए. Suddenly one day mother became ill and she and grandmother went to hospital. The little girl was left, she and grandmother with mother and grandmother. The little girl was left alone in the house with Alice, the cook. That was all right in the daytime. That was all right daytime, it's okay. But while Alice was putting her to bed, she grew suddenly up because she was all alone and her father went to work. What will I do if I have a nightmare? She asked. I often have nightmares and then Granny takes me into her bed. I can't stay in the dark. It all gets whispering. Granny, maybe Granny sleeps with her in the same room but not in a different bed, and Granny takes her to her bed when she has a nightmare. So what will happen today? Because mother will be here, grandmother will. And where they have been? Where? Why?
Because your mother is in,
Whose mother?
Kirsia's mother was there.
You just go to sleep, child, said Alice, putting off her socks, and don't you scream and wake your poor papa. Papa is sleeping in the next room. Please don't shout and scare your and wake your poor papa. Now, why Cook says poor papa, we will see the next line, next page. Why poor? The same old nightmare came, the butcher with a knife and a rope who came nearer and nearer, smiling that dreadful smile while she could not move, could only stand still, crying out, Grandma, Grandma. She woke shivering to sleep, father beside her bed, that in his hand. She used to have this nightmare very often. Why? This butcher represented who? Father, not father. Because her father used to beat her occasionally if she made a mistake. So, father, as a butcher, she used to, the nightmare used to come in her mind as if a butcher is standing to kill him. The butcher with a knife and a rope. So, will tie and kill. And she woke shivering to see who the father decided exactly decided. So we should not have a misunderstanding about our parents seeing their behavior because they have a lot of their mind. Our mind is like the mind of yes. WB yes. Make I love their highest. Our mind, your parents' mind, is like the mind of WB yes. Like I love industry or industry. Why he wanted to go to the north right WB yes. Why he wanted to go there? Industry.
Because he was tired of the stressful life of the SLC and he wanted to enjoy nature and
He wanted to enjoy his deep and seriously at this. Not enjoy. Nature enjoy करने के लिए diagram और जा सकता to enjoy nature. No, to be peaceful, tranquil. So here the same mental state. Here in the same mental state because your parents, your father, your mother, they have to give good life to you. So they are stressed. Office stress, so we should not misunderstand. So what's the matter? He said, in spite of being so tired, but still he was not sound asleep. What's the matter? He said, oh, a butcher, a knife, I'm ready. He blew out the candle. Can burn Kiya, bent down and caught up the child in his arms, carrying her along the passage to the big bedroom. So why it is important to say he blew out the candle? Why you blew out the candle? He cannot carry the child. He cannot carry the child. He is only burning and carrying on one hand. A newspaper was on the bed. He put away the paper, then maybe he did not sleep. He was reading the newspaper, which we don't get, he doesn't get time in the morning. So he reads newspaper at night. Put away the paper, then carefully tuck up the child.
He lay down beside her, half asleep still with the butcher's smile all about her, it seemed. She crept close to him. Still, he saw his father as a butcher, but still he felt somehow that his place is a safe place. She crept close to him, snuggled her head under his arm, held tightly to his shirt as a bucket so. Then the dark did not matter. She lay still. The dark night did not matter. The butcher's smile did not matter. She felt safe and happy. Here, rub your feet against my legs and get them warm, said father. He picked up the socks that put up from her. She was not wearing socks. So he said, Papa said, if you are feeling cold, you can rub your feet on with my feet, my legs and get them warm, said father. Tired out, he stayed before the little girl. A funny feeling came over her. Poor father, not so poor father, because he was so tired. He worked very hard for the well-being of the family. Poor father, not so big after all, and with no one to look after him. He is not so big after all, and with no one to look after him. Father has to look after himself, the family. He was harder than grandmother, but it was a nice hardness. And he was not soft like grandmother. Grandmother was very soft, but he liked the hard feeling of the father. Why? Because that made her feel safe. And every day he had to work and was too tired to hear Mr. Matter. Not hear Mr. Matter because he had to work hard in the wherever his workplace. She had torn up all his beautiful writing. She stirred suddenly and sighed, felt sad. Oh, what I did. This is a sign. जब आप सांस लेते हो जोर से, अरे मैंने क्या कर दिया? What's the matter? Asked her father. Another tree? Oh, said the little girl, my head's on your heart. I can hear it going. What a big heart you have got, father, dear father. My head is on your heart. Oh, you have got such a big heart. Finally, the girl realized that father is not a butcher. Father is a breadwinner of the family, and he did it for. So easy. Why was Kezia afraid of her father? Because he was a strong disciplinarian. He always scolded Kezia if he's not doing his work properly. And
he looked like a giant case.
why Kezia afraid? Why is he to giant laga na? Why he was afraid? Who were the people in Kezia's family? What was Kezia's father's routine before going to his office? After coming back from his office on Sundays, this you know. In what ways did Kezia's grandmother encourage her to get to know her father better? By telling her to go and sit with them on Sundays.
With his father.
And what she saw, she used to wait.
She used to see that, and she always saw that mother was reading and father was stretched out on the couch with his their leg resting on the best.
Always sleeping, and then when he wakes up and tells you why you're looking at me, you look like a owl, brown owl, these all things. How does Kezia begin to see her father as a human being who needs her sympathy? After that, my mother was not well and they were not there and she was living alone. She had a nightmare. And the father immediately came and tucked and took her in his arms and took her to his bed where she felt safe and she understood how father cannot be Mr. McDonald because he had to work very hard throughout the day, but he had a very big heart, lovely heart. So इसमें तो कुछ नहीं है इतना कुछ. How much time do we have? Okay, if I tell you, listen to this. The story is not an Indian story. But do you think there are fathers, mothers, and grandmothers like the ones who written the story in your own country? What you say?
Yes. Mother, father, grandmother, like a family like this is present in almost every country in the world.
It is not country specific. It is.
It is a family which the father is the breadwinner and
Red is honor.
bread
Red honor.
social science of bread
ठीक है.
bread order
Red winner also बोल सकते हैं. Honor is. Red winner is also fine.
bread order. Confirm is broke by
I know he derailed your thought, na?
yes. Breadwinners come from work and are very tired. So they want other people to do here the most basic things which they can do themselves. And then the becomes a little grumpy due to tired.
They overstressed and tired, he's tired.
And to prepare for the work they have to do tomorrow.
And then they wants to take as much rest, whenever I talk, they wants to take rest so that they can, their body can take rest and they can work out the next day. So they could not give the required
Affection.
show their required affection or love to the child. But when they are in need of it, they should.
And they become easily annoying.
But when in need, you have to mention that.
Yes.
जब जरूरत
But
होगा तो
when they are this period, they will provide.
Was KGR's father right to punish her? What kind of a person was he? You might find some of his words mistakes. See, these are the words आप देखो book में से KGR's father क्या था? वो keywords is given over here. You write from here. Loving, he was loving as well as strict. Okay, so he was right. देखो book में. He was loving as well as strict. These words you have to choose. Page number 40. That's what I said. Take words from the book. He was hardworking as well as responsible. He looked unkind, but actually a disciplinarian. He was not unkind, looked unkind, but a disciplinarian.
Because and demonstrate the
Wait. He was, yes, undemonstrated. He did not show his love, but he loved the family. He was short-tempered, but affectionate, caring. He showed indifference, but he was not indifferent. That we can see when mother and Casey's mother and grandmother went to the hospital. You could see that he was not indifferent towards Casey. He showed enough love. So these are the words underlined करो. ये keywords है आपको use करना. When you tell, I'll not give you extra keyword from for this because these are the keywords mainly used for Kezier's father. Okay, now page number 38. Page number 38 में आ जाओ. So, given thinking about the text, given below are some emotions that Kezia felt. Match the emotions in column A with the items in column B. Match करो. No, don't see each other.
no, I'm giving to these friends.
You want pencil? No, I
I'm
don't. Match करो A to B. A with B. Yes, okay. Anand. One, fear of terror. Kacha,
And when I have matched to first, then third, then fourth, then fifth, then seventh.
fear of your father comes into your room to give her a goodbye kiss. Fear of terror. Okay, and then,
Father comes home,
okay,
speaking to father,
okay.
going to bed when alone at home. Father stretched out on the sofa floor.
Fear or terror. Second one, glad sense of relief.
Two, noise of the carriage was painted.
Okay. Three, August again.
104.
Freedom. A funny feeling, collapse of understanding.
Father comes in the room.
No.
Okay.
This is fear or terror. While going to the office.
4. Sorry, 5. 6. Father comforts and calls us.
A funny feeling, collapse of understanding. So only 6. Now father comforts her and calls us. So done. Okay, I want you to do reporting speech we have now. Okay, so I want you to do thinking about language. Thinking about, look at the following sentence. There was a glad sense of relief when she heard the noise of the carriage going faintly. And it appeared reaching. They are gladly happy about something. Glad, happy, pleased, delighted, thrilled, and overjoyed as synonyms. Words are expressions that are the same or nearby the same way. However, they have expressed happiness in certain ways. Read the sentences below. She was glad when the meeting was over. The chief guest was pleased to announce the name of the winner. Use an appropriate word from the synonyms given above. The following sentences used are given in brackets. If number 1, she was dashed by the news of her brother's wedding. You can take words from top. Okay. Okay, another we'll discuss. Yeah, definitely. It's about your how you interpret. Number 1, Anand, number 1. She was
Dashed by the news of her brother's wedding. She was pleased.
quite pleased. You are happy now. Brother's wedding, sister's wedding, you are happy, you are not pleased.
I have written overture.
Huh?
I have written overture.
Overjoyed, yes, overjoyed. By the news of her brother's wedding. Number 2.
I was said to be invited to the
I
party.
was
Said
to be invited, extremely pleased and excited about. Yes, 3.
Number 3 of Anand.
She was, I am perfect.
She was
I am perfect.
overjoyed, na? Extremely happy, overjoyed.
She was glad.
She was glad, na? You extremely happy, है ना? Overjoyed. Happy से भी glad से भी ज़्यादा है. Number 4 Anand. Four.
The coach was happy with his performance.
Yes, it's performance.
Delighted with his performance.
No, not delighted. Satisfied about. Satisfied, yeah. Glad. Pleased. Pleased, you can say. Pleased with his performance. Are happy or glad. Number 5, Albert.
He was very happy.
With the results.
I have heard that she was very surprised.
The results. Surprise, right?
Surprise.
9 million.
The description does not match surprise.
Surprise नहीं है. Synonym is not surprise. Yeah. She was very happy with the results. Delighted भी हो सकता है. Okay. Now page 40, number 2. Number 2. Do it fast. Oh. Okay, जल्दी करो. 6:20 तक ही है ना class. Okay, do it at home. You want to finish now? Hello. उधर ही है. I am not afraid. That's the woman. क्या होगा आनंद बोलो. Shouted. I am not afraid. Shouted the woman. ठीक है. Leave me alone, mind. नहीं. ये leave me alone shout होगा. Leave me alone. So I am not afraid. Shouted नहीं होगा. Replied. Leave me. I am not afraid. Replied the woman. किसी ने पूछा होगा, are you afraid? तो ही जवाब दिया ना. Reply होगा first वाला. किसी ने पूछा होगा, are you afraid? अचानक कोई नहीं बोलता है ना, I am afraid. I'm not afraid. So किसी ने पूछा होगा, are you afraid? No, I am not afraid. Leave me alone, my mother. Shout. The children dashed that the roads were crowded and noisy. Children were complaining, yes. Piracy isn't a bad sort of a chap after all. Remarked the master. Let's go and look at the school. Let's go and look at the school ground. Suggested the sportsmaster. The traffic police dashed all the buses by to keep off the road. Order. Right? So order command is there in your reported speech. So this week you can find it out. So आज का अच्छा है ना. Yes, good. It will be good to go and go through and look at you remember. तो आज क्या क्या हुआ? ले काय जान and at the result जान little about the processing or when on the loop done. Le kai is done and what is pretty on killing a chicken? This is also done. Treated. And then the girl is processing. Next class I choose. Next video class will complete and then we'll see what it is. class हो गया. Processing में नहीं है. टी नहीं कर complete. So school में what is the what we do that we can do next class? Brain on the room we have done that. Yes. So we are so next class I decide what to do. Next class I will decide what to do. Do we have to stop share or something? No. Stop. Chalo, bye. See you in the next class. Remember what we are supposed to do. Bye. ये बंद कैसे करते हैं बीच में?